background every time.
Every time. Hey,
So it's all about it.
motherfuckers got to know, dude.
You gotta know. They gotta know.
They
Greatest country in the world, without a doubt.
we gotta know violently. They need to. They will know our ways through. They will know our peaceful ways through violence.
It's fine. That is fine. What's going on, brother?
Nothing, man. What's today? 29th?
Today's the 29th. I get my Trump money tomorrow.
I've been waiting for mine.
Dollars.
Trump bucks. Have you seen that meme that it's on like Reddit on like Black people Twitter? It was the Photoshop Trump tweet. It was like, check your bank account, put a stack in there. Don't forget to holler at your boy in November.
Yeah, I did do that.
Yeah, man. I realized today, April 29th, 2020, for our future listeners, today's the first day that I've started to get a little bit of cabin fever. I've done a spectacular job at exercising, dieting, sleeping, meditating, and listening to more audiobooks and documentaries than is healthy. I've kept myself insanely busy just so the walls wouldn't close in.
Right.
Today's the first day where I was like, I just feel, and I was like, I need to get the fuck back out into like normal life. And I must admit, it's finally getting to me. I've stood strong for like 7 weeks, but.
So we're trying to get back to that normal in Georgia. I mean, right?
Yeah.
We're
yeah.
Up a lot of restaurants, a lot of already some restaurants, some places already open. Apparently, one of my buddies told me up in Alpharetta, this barbecue place had they were going to let have a capacity of 70 of folks. So it's opening up. It doesn't feel right, to be totally honest, just because people are going to get sick, people are going to die.
Yeah.
But that being said, you can't. I mean, this can't go on forever. I'm over it.
Yeah, it's like what you said the last podcast. Don't let perfect be the enemy of progress. Yeah, the quarantine was to flatten the curve. It wasn't. If we cannot have 0 cases, it's
impossible.
It'll be 2080, and we'll be like any day now. The point was to avoid a complete over flooding of the healthcare system and just like dying in this, like Italy, where they were literally having to say like, you're too old. You're like, you've lived a good life.
Like, sorry, but it's just the way it is, the way it goes.
Yeah. But yeah, the idea that it's like, we're just going to avoid fatalities. It's like, no, there's still going to be a lot of people dying. You good? And there's still going to be people dying, man. It's like, don't get the misconception that like we did the quarantine and now it's like, bada bing, bada boom, like now it's gone, like old propaganda. We kicked it right in the butt. Like, no, there's a lot of people are still going to die, but it's like, now it's, now you really kind of have to start getting into this like almost detached weighing though. And it's like, now how many lives are we saving versus how many people are unemployed? How many people have committed suicide? How many people have just said, fuck, what is the non-quantifiable value that's going on, Yeah,
I mean, 26 million people unemployed.
It's,
food banks running out of food in like literally within an hour.
Yeah.
The PPP website to apply crashing, within the hour because of the amount of help that people need.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't go on forever. I mean, today the GDP numbers came out, right? The economy shrank 4.8%.
Yeah.
It's almost 5%. And we didn't really start this till the end of March, maybe the middle of March.
Up here in Maryland, it was like first week of March.
Okay.
For
here, I feel like it was around the middle of March when everything kind of shut down.
Yeah,
because it's the South, right?
Fucking Georgia, fuck it, man.
We do.
Leaning fucking.
And we're already reopening.
Yeah,
it was like, all right, a month and a half. That's all we got. Fuck this.
We'll close on. Everyone else is closing on a Thursday. Georgia's like, we'll shut her down on Saturday morning.
Yeah,
but we're opening back up for Sunday.
You're absolutely right. And now we have to.
I love it.
Help those people.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way around it because this was a society, government-induced recession, right? Obviously for a good reason. Not saying that
Yeah,
wasn't
I would argue it was definitely a good reason. I
right.
mean,
We listen to the scientists. That's what I hope any president would do. Listen to the
yeah,
scientists.
I mean,
Um,
and even with that, how many fatalities were there in the U.S.?
right.
50,000,
Almost 60,000.
60,
We're at
almost
58,000.
60, 58,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was, I vividly remember
And a
2 weeks
million
ago.
cases. Million
Yeah.
plus.
Yeah. I vividly remember like 2 weeks ago, my mom on the phone with my uncle, who's a physician in Belgium. And they're talking, and they're like, yeah, well, luckily it's only at, I checked last night and we're only at 4,500 deaths. And this was in the morning. And I was like, no, it's up to 9,000 now. And I was like, oh, well, now we're up to 9,000. It was 2 weeks ago. Now it's at 60. Imagine where it would have been if we didn't, like, think of the insane, like, lengths we went to. There's never been anything like this.
Right.
We hit, as Cal so eloquently said, this is fucking insane in the truest sense of me ever saying that phrase. And he texted that to Kellen and I was like, it is like, this is, oh, it's insane, dude. Second snow day. It's like zombie movie shit. Streets are empty. Like, and that's even with that, it's 58,000 deaths. Yeah. I mean,
and it's honestly probably more.
It's probably
It's
more.
not underreported. And a lot of people,
Yeah.
so yeah. So, I mean, who knows, man? At the end of the day, right, we can't do this forever. Now, the reality also is, the normal, is relative, right? Because we're not going to get back to what we were doing before. Because if not, what will happen is the same thing, and we'll have to quarantine again.
Yeah.
So businesses will have to adhere to some sort of level of, hey, I will cap it at this number, because if we don't, I'm telling you, man, people start getting close, and it's going to happen either way, right?
Yeah.
But if everything goes back to normal, we're gonna have to be right back in this in probably a few months, because the media, the people are gonna find it unacceptable that 100,000 people died in a span of a month and a half. When the whole point was because at that point, not only will it be unacceptable, but it will overburden the healthcare systems.
Yeah,
that can't happen, and so there is a compromise on both ends. There has to be.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna be right back in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true.
Do you think it's going to be more so like, I think it's probably going to mirror 9/11 in a lot of ways. There's going to be like this like hyper adherence to like regulations and like suggestion for like a couple months, and then it's very quickly going to be, I mean, think about like right after 9/11, it was like, oh my God, like the World Trade Centers are flat, 3,000 people are dead. Like, my dad was flying a lot, like in like the days after, he said like all the planes, like the biggest people, like big, military age guys, studs like yourself and myself, they'd have all of them in the aisles, and some of the guys towards the front, you'd see people, they'd wrap like a blanket or a pillow around their forearm to protect against like a knife. This was like September 12th, 2001, and they'd have them right there, and I was like, all right, if anything happens, I'm just gonna like, they won't stab me, and I'll be. And it's like, now, fast forward to 2020, it's like, fuck no, we can't go out tonight because we're flying tomorrow. We can't be hungover. We have to be there an hour early. And it's just like, fucking government, fucking TSA, those motherfuckers. And instead of like, thank God we now have this like infrastructure in place that makes it impossible to do anything to weaponize a plane, versus like right after 9/11, it was like, what can I do? And now we're just like, fuck government overreach, fucking, it's. I think
we sort of talked about last week. If this isn't the time for the federal government to step up, if it isn't now, when in the fuck will it be?
Yeah.
And then what's it good for? I mean, at some point, man, people have to throw their ideology out the window and realize that. And this is something where I think Trump did not do a good job. He could have done so much more. He could have used the Defense Production Act, like he's doing today for the meat plants, which I think I like that move. I don't know why people would pan that. Don't you like meat? I like meat, so I don't want it to run out. I mean, that's what the government's for, okay? So,
murderers.
But you know what I mean? So he could have done that to make Ford and make all these companies produce PPE and whatever, ventilators immediately. Because here's a reality. He still should do it, because Fauci's already talked about this. There may be a second wave in the fall, and we may need this equipment. And if we don't do it right now, we're going to regret it in a few months.
Yeah.
Can we not maybe overdo it just in case? I mean, why is that a bad thing in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah.
And the only institution that can do that today is the United States federal government. They have literally the law like to say, hey, you have to do this.
Yeah, they can unzip their pants and just whack
Right.
foot
So
long.
why aren't we doing it?
Yeah, you're right, and it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like we did this, 58,000 people are dead, and everyone's like, we should have fucking done it earlier. Can you imagine if it was only 5,000 dead, and everyone said we
This is
ground the
nothing.
economy to a halt? And
Yeah.
it's like, no, dude, in the parallel universe, there's 5.8 million dead.
Well, and just what you said is so true, right? The models just a few weeks before the quarantine said 2 to 3 million deaths,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
1% of the U.S. population, that's a significant number.
Yeah.
Instead, because of us quarantining, right?
Yeah.
We've only had about 50, which is a lot of people, but it's in a month, right?
Yeah.
But it's 58,000 deaths.
1/60th.
And then and people are saying, "Oh, look how wrong these models."
Yeah.
No, dude, science worked.
It's
like how stupid can you be? Like,
yeah, it's oh man, I have 6-pack abs now. I guess I didn't need to do this stupid diet. And it's like, no, it's what?
That's such a great analogy.
I could have gone on spring break. I could have. It's like no, the reason you do have your abs is because you didn't go eat fried chicken and Bud Heavies. Like, it's yeah. I could have partied at college and not gained the freshman 15. And it's like no, it's you did what? No, what? I didn't get a sunburn. I could have gone outside.
To everything, right? Cause and effect.
Yeah.
If you do something will come of it, right? Whether that's a bad or a good thing, right?
Yeah.
So it's insane to me that people argue this, but you know what? Again, it's just as we talked about last week. It's the America we live in.
Yeah.
People have their own facts, and they're right because how can you trust the system? And they're all a bunch of elitists,
and my side, your side.
It doesn't matter what you say, but again, some things are true and some things are not.
Yeah.
Especially in science and in medicine. This, like, we have demonstrable data, right?
Yeah.
To show, this is just, again, if you don't want to see it, it's like you're going, yeah, I don't care. Right.
Yeah.
That's on you. That's not on me. And I will fucking call you out for it. I will call you a fucking idiot because you are a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Hey, watch your language, Ernesto.
Because, you know what, but this is just, some things are true, some things are not. There's a lot of things in which you can debate two sides. Politics is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me, you just don't tell me things that aren't just not true and that have no basis in reality.
Yeah.
I can't stand that shit. Conspiracy theories blow my mind.
Yes.
They're everywhere.
Well, I love conspiracies, and I always say this. I love conspiracies, but I love them in the same way that I love Harry Potter or the Marvel movies. I love them because they're fun. I look at conspiracy theories. I look at them, it's almost like Comic-Con or something. It's like I go into conspiracy subreddits because everyone is in character. The thing is they just all legitimately believe it. But I like it because it's like Halloween when everyone's suspending everyone's weird. It's or it's socially acceptable to get up and start drinking at 5 on spring break. I like conspiracies because you can go in there and it's like live action. It's like, oh, cool. But it's the idea that, have you heard some people saying that they don't think coronavirus is real? I don't know anyone that's died.
No, I really haven't. Is that a thing?
I've seen some threads on Reddit. Does anyone actually know anyone that's died from coronavirus?
Dude, those people are trolling.
Yeah, probably.
What do you think?
I might have I probably took that bait.
If you think about it, come on, dude.
God damn it, I took the bait.
There's literally examples on everywhere. You just have to turn the TV on. It's or you don't just go on the internet.
Yeah, but I don't know them. I don't know them. They're all crisis actors, Ernie.
Oh, like Sandy Hook.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a special one. That's a special kind of
pathetic is that? Look,
that's a special kind of evil to say that's a crisis. Can you imagine losing a child and how painful that already is? Murdered. Not just died of chemo. Murdered. And then to also be accused, it'd be one thing to just be accused of being a crisis actor and you're just Ernie. You're just like, well, fuck you. Why would I do that? It's another thing to have that you're in that grief and then have someone just be like, I know you're on the CIA payroll. I had a guest on who the day after I had on that kid, Logan Shrewsbury, podcast number 16, who survived a school shooting in Colorado. I had a guest on the next day that told me, he was like, you do know that these are just government operations, right? It's the only podcast that I have listed to private because I don't want anyone fucking viewing that, and I'm not going to give them a platform. It's
No, yeah, exactly.
it's
Why would you? That's
yeah,
insane, dude.
yeah.
I mean, like I said, and this is where the issue of where it gets tricky, right? It's freedom of speech. Now, something to remember, right? Tommy, you own your podcast, so you choose what in the world you put up or not, right?
Yes.
Now, you're not YouTube, right? But those rules still apply.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are YouTube is a private company, not a government-run company.
Yeah. Yeah.
Google, right?
Facebook.
Twitter.
Yeah.
They can choose what content goes on their websites or not. Now, if the government were to classify them as a public utility, which they are not, you could argue they are,
Yeah.
because they are, more than likely. That's a different story.
Yeah.
But as of right now, today, when people say, oh, freedom of speech this, freedom of speech that, you realize that applies to the government,
Yes.
not to private companies.
Yes.
So if a private company wants to say that they will ban stuff that is factually untrue, they have every right to do so.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But that gives them more fodder to their fire. Oh, we're banned. Why are we banned?
Yeah.
Look at us.
Oh,
what we say must be true. They don't want you to see it.
Yeah.
So come to this cuckoo ass website to see the real truth.
Yeah. We hit a nerve. They're banning us. That's how we know we're over it. So come to this 1999 style website,
How fucking crazy are those people?
graphics and slime green links. Yeah. Come to this.
That happens all the time.
Yeah.
And it's insane and it's crazy. But I mean, I don't know, man. To me, I can't, I just don't understand. I get serious about this stuff. I don't know if you noticed or not. In 2016, 16, when Hillary was running for president, right? There was this conspiracy that was going on that her and Bill Clinton ran a child, sex ring out of a pizzeria in Washington, D.C. Now, this was like seriously, like
I know a guy went in there and shot up the place.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's
exactly what I was going to say. How dangerous is that, and why
real power?
Ever be defeated?
Now that's real power. It's
right.
One thing if you're just saying bullshit. It's another thing if the guy didn't kill anyone, but it's
and I would even argue it's a form of domestic terrorism.
It's an intel operation, that's for sure. Yeah. Now it comes into the fine line between, well, if I tell you to jump off a bridge and you do, is that on me? I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what the fine details are because, I don't know. Some mentally unstable person could just take what you and I said and be like, you're right. I don't know anyone with coronavirus. And now this person goes out and fucking, I don't know, does X, Y, and Z. And next thing you know, Ernesto and Tommy are in court, just sentenced to 31 life sentences. And it's,
right.
I don't know what that is. But yeah, to say that, I just listened to a book called Nuking the Moon by Vince Houghton, who's the curator of the Spy Museum in Washington, D.C. And he talked about like the intelligence operations of like the 2016 election. And he brings up Comet Ping Pong Pizza. And he brings up Russian interference. And he's like climate change, science does not care what you believe. It just exists. Whether or not you pay attention to it is on you. He's like, to say that there was not interference in this election, he's like, that's patently false. There was.
That is literally patently false.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
And he's like, but I'm not going to take a side in it. I'm just going to, he's like, as an intelligence historian, like a CIA historian, he was like, what a beautiful operation it was. He was like, I hate that it was done to my country. He's like, but the historian in me is like, damn, what a wonderful operation.
Well, it was well executed, and no one knew about it. And you add to that the fact that it's so easy in the social media sphere to create these fake accounts, to just throw it in there. People start liking, oh my God, you're so right, right? And the next thing you know, this thing blows up. It's not even a real fucking person.
Yeah.
Right? Or it's controlled by some dude in Russia.
Yeah, they don't exist. They were doing things like, one of the things I didn't notice they were doing is they were organizing Blue Lives Matter protests right next to Black Lives Matter protests.
On purpose.
Like,
and people went. And people did stuff like that.
And it flared up like they wanted to. That was a brilliant.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, what a brilliant
And
operation.
Tommy,
Fuck them for doing it, but like,
here's
yeah,
here's the worst part of it. It's happening to this day.
it's happening right now.
I
It's happening
promise you.
today.
Yes,
It is happening right
our
now.
intelligence community tell us that. They tell us that.
Yeah, yeah, it is
And
happening.
what have we done about it in Congress? What have we done? What laws have we passed
Yeah,
to try and mitigate that?
yeah.
What does the president of the United States say when he's asked about this?
I don't know.
And if he says it, what he says is there was Russian interference. Well, I don't know. You don't know that. Could be China. Could be some guy in his basement. No, he says that. I mean, to this day,
No, he could be a 400-pound hacker. Yeah,
how dangerous is that? Like, think about that for a second. Like, for real, the commander in chief of the United States of America, who understands Trump knows this. He's not stupid. He knows that they're one of our geopolitical rivals, one of the most dangerous countries on the planet,
sure.
that want to break up NATO, that want to bring the world to them, that want to police the Middle East. Instead of being unequivocal and being upfront and tell the American people and look at Putin in the eye and say, this is not, that you're not doing this anymore, you equivocate. You send a message of weakness. If that's not weakness, I don't know what is. That, like, I'm sure the guy in this book talked about it. That is an act of war.
Oh yeah, it is absolutely an act of
100%.
war. It is.
And the commander in chief of the other country just says, I don't know, it could be these other guys.
Yeah, like some shitty
How
reaction.
fucking crazy is that, dude?
Yeah,
Like, I don't care who you are, bro. I don't care if Barack Obama was doing this, I'd be saying the same goddamn thing.
yeah.
How fucking crazy can you be? Like, how insane is it? Just like, and every other person in your government tells you otherwise. But the guy in charge, who knows?
Yeah, yeah. It's what is the proper?
The message that sends to our intelligence agencies, the message that sends to our partners around the world, the message that sends to Russia and to China, by the way, it's not a good message. I don't care who you are.
Yeah. So your president, what is, because I've thought about that, like what is the move? Because the immediate is, it's idyllically, it's like, well, we're one nation, we're on the same side, and it's like bring down the heavy hands, like, curate it all, destroy what is false. But like everything, interests come in that are not pure. It's like we may have legitimately wanted to go to Afghanistan to find the motherfucker that leveled the World Trade Center. But it is not mutually exclusive that Dick Cheney, former CEO of Halliburton, won $40 billion of contracts for his company. Like that, they're not mutually exclusive.
Right.
What is the proper move? Because that the power to, we can't let this happen again, so we're bringing down the heavy cyber hand of the NSA to stop it. How much power, how sharp are the teeth that you can put on that power? Because what else might it be used for?
What they say in foreign policy is it's reciprocal, right? Mm-hmm. So what they did to you, you can do up to a reasonable degree, right? Something around those same lines, right? That doesn't mean go nuke right in Moscow. That would obviously not be proportional. That would be a massive escalation, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. But like I said, I mean, something must be done. I'm sure, I'm not going to say that the CIA is sitting back there not doing anything. That's not what I'm saying. I'm sure they're doing something. I mean, these guys are professionals, regardless of who's president, right? And they make the recommendations to the president to act on those things. But again, I am sure that more can be done. And I can just tell you that because of his reaction and the way he obviously doesn't care. Why? Yeah. I don't think there's a dark. I don't think he's a Russian agent. That's that's absurd. I think it goes deeper. It goes into him. He's a deeply insecure man. It's very obvious. I mean, you can just tell.
1,000%. 1,000%.
I mean, you get those faces and how can't we? So it's just someone. Everyone knows someone's insecure. Okay.
Yeah.
And we've all been insecure at some point in our lives, and we know how we act. I mean, this isn't right. No one's perfect. So I think what he thinks is that the Russia interference delegitimizes his election,
His win
because he's saying, oh, I didn't win. Basically, goes to the core of, I am not
of
a
I didn't.
duly right. I didn't win because of right.
Yeah.
You're saying that I had to get help to get this.
Yeah.
Where the way he looks at it, and it's right, he goes in against 16 Republican candidates, governors, senators, businessmen, and he beat them all. And then he goes up against Hillary Clinton, who was probably one of the most formidable candidates in terms of just intelligent, in terms of knowing policy, in terms of being, she was so experienced to be, right, former Secretary of State, former White House lady, fucking former senator from New York. I mean, she has extensive experience.
Yeah.
And she beat her. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So to him, he's like, look at me, I'm a fucking badass. Look what I did.
Yeah, look at me. Right? Yeah, I just won the Super Bowl. Yeah, and you're saying the Deflategate. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Whatever the circumstances of how you won it, and that's what eats at him. He's like, people want to question the nature of how I won, but I won. Yeah. And so, but that's a shame. And that, again, goes to why he's unfit for office. Mm-hmm. Because if you're letting your emotions get in the way of literally foreign policy that is literally life and death, right, situations of the United States of America, and you're letting that get in the way of you just saying those words, don't believe them. Just fucking say them. Yeah, it was Russia. They should never do it again. We're going to go after him for whatever. That's what you're going to say. Yeah. You really don't want to get into it. Yeah. But say fucking something, man.
Yeah, because that is a threat to national security. To 100%. Have to just know that you can press buttons. Not I mean literally, but I mean like personality. Like, you know, when you're just for whatever reason, you know, you're just trying to piss off the substitute teacher, your babysitter, whatever. You just know which buttons to press. That in itself is like, shit, man. You don't need to have a Russian agent. You don't need to have a Manchurian candidate. You just gotta know which buttons to press.
Could give you 20 ways in which to control that person, right? A good intelligence agent who you can tell the pain points, you can tell how insecure. You just gotta butter this guy up. And it's so true. When you butter Trump up, he loves you. Yeah. When he talks, think about it. Even when he talks about the media, listen to what he says, right? The media is so unfair to me. To me, it's always about me. Yeah. It's crazy, dude. That's like, and that's what's so insane about this guy being. And I don't mean to sound so negative, but it's I don't know how else to put it. Like it's just,
no. I mean, no. I'm as someone that leans more right. I'm agreeing with everything you say. Yeah, no, it's not just some orange man bad thing. It's he's
right,
dude. It's man. It's and. It's stretch. I go back to, I think about the Nixon theory, his madman theory, where Kissinger, and maybe McNamara, and they were like, we need the Vietnamese to think that you, McNamara and Kissinger, don't have complete control of me. We need them to think that you guys are like, we don't want to nuke Vietnam. We want to keep nuclear weapons out of Vietnam. But, I mean, we just don't know what Nixon's going to do. And that was a whole idea. If we did that and the Russians or the Soviets found out, they would, because we knew by proxy they were supporting the North.
Sure.
They would pull back because they go, okay, this isn't even America. This is Nixon's. It's the madman.
Sure. There's a method to the madness is what you're trying to get at.
Yeah. Whether or not it worked, I don't think it did. Maybe it did. Who knows? Probably wouldn't know if it did. I think Trump employs the madman theory to a degree. I mean, because you just don't know what the fuck you're going to do next. But I don't think it can explain everything. I think that's
what I mean.
I think sometimes, there's definitely an edge to being.
You know what I mean? And it isn't that hard to just figure out. Like I said, it's not about, giving the guy darker motives. I don't think he's this bad guy who, come on. I mean, has he done great stuff in his life? No, but who has, right? A lot of people are the way he is when you have a lot of money and you're rich, and it's just the way America is, man. I hate to tell you, but
it's, hey, man.
All these guys, it's fucked up, but all these guys do it.
But it is what it is.
Right. It's the reality of the world. So
what guy doesn't have $1 billion and acts like a douchebag? I mean,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. So I think it's just he's deeply insecure. He's always wanted to be liked, and
Mm.
so and again, this is the biggest thing he's done in his entire life. He's the
It,
president of the United
it's
States.
the cream. Yeah, it's the ultimate CEO.
So it's to him something that it's extreme pride. That's why he always talks
Mhm.
to the best and the best and
That's
this and that, right?
the
Because
grandest,
it's
the number
his
one.
administration,
Yeah, it's he always
right?
he
Now
always
that can get a little
what?
it can get a little overzealous when he talks about the economy, right? I mean, he was talking about the economy. Oh, we created, my administration created the greatest economy in the world. Hold on, you're a Republican. Don't you believe in free enterprise? You say the government.
Yeah, that is that's a we
But I don't think
created
he
the
means
greatest.
it like that. You know what I mean? I think he's just like again. It's about the me.
Yeah,
Donald Trump in
yeah,
charge
yeah.
did this, right?
I mean,
And that's why he doesn't fit in all these little boxes because it's about him always. It's
yeah,
about what is good for Trump. And if it looks bad, why are you so unfair to me?
yeah,
I'm doing
yeah.
the best job I possibly can.
I mean, how quickly like a fucking revolving door in the truest sense. How quickly do people come in and out of his administration? You served me, you critiqued me, off with the head. And it's like
Exactly.
you said, I think there's some theory, I don't not theorem, it's some principle, but it's don't attribute to malice what can be attributed to incompetence or stupidity. It's like if someone's doing
Right.
something, it doesn't necessarily mean there's this Machiavellian, you got all the strings, and
Right.
it's like it might just be he's insecure. It
Right.
might just be he has tissue thin skin,
Right.
right?
Exactly. It was.
You
It's
know?
so obvious. I mean, remember in the Republican debates, they were shut over. He'd just go
Oh yeah,
like he couldn't contain it. Like, you know what I
no,
mean? Like he couldn't
he
hold it
couldn't.
in.
It's almost like it's like a
It's so palpable. Like you could just tell it eats at him.
it's almost Kardashian like, right? It's almost
What a perfect president for America, though, right?
We made it. We made our own beds and we're sleeping in it. That's the truth. It's like that's one thing I think I've thought about is like, is anyone really surprised that like it was only a matter of time, like in the nation of like McDonald's and like supersized trucks and like
Donald Trump is a known person, dude. It's
yeah,
very well
it's
known.
just it's like we all try to well he's not the best, and it's like dude we're sleeping in our own bed. The fake tan, gold comb over, third wife, multi-billionaire,
The long
time,
time magical.
beauty pageants, literally you're fired. The Apprentice, the ultimate,
Right.
This is just The Apprentice, but he's not breaking character. He's not,
Cable reality star, and that's why when he's the president of the United States,
yeah,
tweets about the ratings of
yeah,
the coronavirus. Where it's like, why are you talking about ratings? Why are you talking about the people that
yeah,
are dying? What you're doing to
yeah,
help? Like, who cares about the ratings, dude?
yeah,
You're the
biggest,
president. You're not
yeah,
on fucking reality TV.
military parade. It's I mean, and dude, look at all of his. I mean, even as someone that loves skyscrapers, always have since I was little. That's one thing I always just remember was like reading about all these towers when you'd see like Trump Tower, Trump World Tower, Trump. But I was always like, man, I love skyscrapers. But I was like, I literally remember thinking this as like a 14-year-old. I was like, why does he always have to have his name in like 3-story letters? There'd be these beautiful skyscrapers, just like these magnificent. That's so cool. And then it'd just be like, I mean, each letter would be like 65 feet tall and like backlit with 1,000 neon lights.
He loves that.
TRUMP. It's just like, really?
I bet you if he could put that on the White House, he would. I bet you if he could, he so would.
I guarantee you. Dude, what is his library going to be like? His presidential library? That is going to be insane. He's
to shake the world up.
Yeah, he's going to put
Just
that.
Shake it up.
He's going to
lean in.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
Who knows, man?
If there was ever a guy that would at least test the waters to see if a third term was possible, it's him.
Yeah, but he'd be too old, probably. But yeah, he already says stuff like that, right? He's like,
he tweeted Trump 2024. Did you not see that like a month ago? He tweeted Trump 2024.
He retweeted it was like a video lapse that went all the way to like 2062 or something. It was like Trump this, Trump that, and it's like at that point he's just trolling because obviously he's
Yeah,
like
at the point he's trolling.
77 years old. Like he's not like
130. Yeah.
he's gonna die in at least the next 20 years, right? Like
Yeah.
no way he's gonna be like
Yeah.
So
if there's anyone that would, I don't think any president is dumb enough to try to do, because that's just like that is one beautiful thing about our completely polarized country, is that it's almost a check and balance on like its own self, because even at the upper crust of the elites, if someone tried to run for a third term, the other elites who are supposedly all in on it together would be like, fuck you, it's my turn. So it almost does protect itself, and that you have all these massive egos who are like, it's my turn on the throne.
Know, dude. I don't
That
know.
being said,
I'm not very confident. I'm going to tell you something, dude.
That
I
being
have seen the Republican Party go from a fiscally conservative party with Christian values to electing Donald Trump.
Didn't he just propose a $2 trillion infrastructure bill?
We talked about this. He just oversaw the highest spending and debt by any president. I mean, he's added more deficits in peacetime, right? We're up to now, what, $23 trillion in debt? Weren't Republicans all about cutting spending, especially in the good times, especially when we're booming? Instead, we spent a lot of money, which we went and cut taxes by trillions of dollars to folks who never asked for it and didn't need it, and it blew up our deficit. Remember this.
Yeah.
When Donald Trump became president, the federal deficit was about $480 billion. It had been over half from the height of the Obama administration in 2009, about $1 trillion. Right? So we went from $1 trillion to 480. Now we're up over $1 trillion.
We're at
because of what?
Deficit.
Yes, every year.
I didn't know that. Jesus.
Yes. Dude, he
Jesus.
$600
what's his ranking versus total debt added? He's gonna pass Obama.
He will break it if he does 8 years of it. Yeah, he will.
He will. He'll pass.
Not over 4, but over 8 he will. Yeah.
Yeah. It's something that doesn't ever get brought up.
Why? Because your guy's in charge. It doesn't matter, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, my guy is X, Y, Z.
You would think that there would be a balance, and I hope to God there will be. But the way America feels today, I don't fucking know, dude. I'm telling you, dude.
I thought about this last.
As crazy as it sounds, we already talk about elections not counting. Look at Stacey Abrams here in Georgia. Look at even what Trump was saying before he was losing, right? Oh, people, even after he won, 3 million people voted illegally. What? Where's your proof? That's an extraordinary claim. You can't just say that. Like 1% of Americans literally voting for, like, just illegally. How does that happen? Who lets that happen?
Yeah, where's the numbers?
Like, so what I mean by that is we're already pecking at those things about elections, and it's not right.
You thought we're unchangeable.
And some people on the left say, Trump is an illegitimate president because of this whole Russia thing. That pecks at the little by little.
Comes back at you.
At that institution. One day someone will just go, why not? We'll pass a law. Who cares about the Constitution? It's too hard.
They've just been.
We'll just pass the law, and it's okay. And if they have the majority, they'll do it. They'll do it, man.
I mean, it's like bringing liquor into the dorms. It's like you just keep testing the waters till finally, it's March of your freshman year rolls around, and you already know who you can. Oh no, that guy's an ass. He can't come in. That guy doesn't give a fuck. You and 10 friends come in. It doesn't matter. You got a duffel bag full of fucking McCormick's. That's what I was saying. Is like I could see him as a joke, dipping a toe in and being like, imagine if I ran for a third term. Just putting a finger on the pulse. I was just kidding. I'm a troll. Okay, he's just a troll. Maybe mask it in 2060, 2070. Oh, he's just a troll. What happens when a lot of people are like, I wouldn't mind.
Why not? He's the best president we ever done had. He brought us back from the pandemic. He brought the economy ever. Why not?
Yeah, it's time for change. It's time, That is, man.
It doesn't feel like that's far from happening.
It does not.
You know
that's
what I mean?
Why I'm saying it is. It doesn't.
It's not Republicans only or Democrats. No, it's both parties do this. Man.
Yeah.
And like neither party is like scaling it back. Like there's not people talking about this, and and I don't know. And if you don't do it, eventually someone will try. Someone who's smarter than Trump, someone who actually cares about politics and policy, and he actually wants to see a super liberal left America put in, or a super right conservative, someone who actually has real political goals. Because Trump is just, you know what I mean?
He's
He cares,
reactionary.
obviously.
He's
Very reactionary again, where he's all about the me, right? He
yeah.
doesn't care about advancing right wing policies. He
No,
doesn't care.
I think that's just the vessel he's using.
Right.
He put his finger in the air and said, "Obama administration's coming to an end. This is the car I should get in."
Well, a lot of people think the reason why he ran is because Obama shat on him in the 2015 White House correspondence.
I wouldn't.
And apparently,
I wouldn't say that's untrue.
Talking about how mad he was and how he was like, you know what, I'm going to go prove him wrong. I'm going to run for president and because Trump,
because,
right?
Because how dare you shit on my name? Yeah, and now he did. It's almost like South Park. Now he did it, and he got in, and he was like, I wasn't fucking planning this at all. I think Rogan said that. He's like, I don't think Trump had any intention or expectation of winning. He was just like, what? He beat out some other governors, and because he didn't give a fuck, it came across as confidence. But the reality is he just didn't give a shit.
There were a lot of reports that he was actually planning on opening up his own news network.
Yeah.
And if you read his tweets, he's still talking about it. We need an alternative to Fox News, right? Now they're being soft. It's like, no, dude, they're telling the truth.
Yeah.
Like, Chris Wallace is a good reporter.
Yeah.
Sunday morning, Chris Wallace. That's what he does. He talks and he tries to get to the truth.
Yeah.
Democrats and Republicans. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not the truth, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. If anyone would tiptoe us in that direction. I mean, can't you see him pulling out like an FDR comparison?
Yeah.
Yeah. He did it.
Sure.
He was a wartime president. I'm basically a wartime president. Yeah.
But it just doesn't feel like it's a long way. I mean, it sounds a little kooky, but it doesn't feel.
I feel like
it may not be Trump, right? That's what we mean. Again, it's about where we're going, right? Yeah. If we continue chipping at the foundation of one of the most vital parts of democracy, and if you continue saying, well, he didn't win the right way, and this guy didn't win the right way, and this and that, someone's going to try and do something with that eventually and run with it.
And he's already kind of dipping his toe in with mail-in votes.
Right, which is insane.
Wrought with fraud. Harvard or ballot harvesting. I mean, but it's like, what happens if he wins? Was it fraud? I've always said mail-in voting is the way to go. Like, what is it? I don't know. Is it?
Well, he said that people shouldn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's saying we shouldn't do it. So what if he wins from it?
Yeah, he votes by.
It's like
seriously,
no. It's like the Supreme Court ruling by mail-in consensus that there should be no mail-in voting. The Supreme Court ruled on that via mail.
It's like how, yeah, dude. It's
like us shitting on Zoom via Zoom.
Right.
I
mean, it's just, but think of the brain lapses he has to do to get there.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like how does he justify his
mental gymnastics?
Right. I mean, it's just like, what? Like, but you do it. Yeah, but mine's different. What? Why? Like, because I'm Trump.
Yeah. Because I'm the greatest there's ever been. Yeah, dude.
Because I'm your great president.
Because I'm the greatest. It's just, I'm the greatest, the best, the bigliest. It's
so funny.
Dude, I don't know, man. I think it comes down to, I think you're right. I don't think it's malevolence. I think it's a general incompetence, as well as what I think is that the absolute core is I don't think he's incompetent. I don't, regardless of bankruptcy, I don't think you become a billionaire developer in New York City. I'm not saying you're not scum. You're not stupid. Because if you're stupid, then what am I?
Right.
I think it's a general don't give a fuck. It's like when it's like if you can drop your lowest test grade and you already have an A going into the final, you go in just like not giving a fuck at all because there's zero stress. And you sometimes you knock it out of the park just because you're just, you're whatever, you got beer in your backpack. As soon as you get out of here, it's Christmas break, it's whatever. You go in and then sometimes you get like an A and you're like, oh fuck, look at that. And it's because you just didn't care. I don't know if that is, I kind of think of that. I just think about that. And I'm like, that is what I think it is. I don't think it's malevolence. I don't think it's stupidity. I think it's just, I think he truly doesn't give a fuck. I just think he truly doesn't give a fuck. I think he's going to dance around anything that ever happens ever. I win, wasn't expecting this, whatever, let's roll with it. I lose, whatever, fake news, starting now, Trump News Network, starting January 2024 or January 2021, right?
Because he'll still be relevant. I mean, if you think about it,
he doesn't give a fuck.
If Trump loses, right? If Trump loses in the fall, there will still be, 50 million people, 55 million people who voted for him, who will listen, a lot of them, to whatever he has to say.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be up there competing against whoever the next president is, right? They can come out and then he tweets something, and the media's going to cover it because he's just president and he lost.
Yeah.
So he's still relevant. I mean, right? And you think about it, we've never had something like, if he loses, it's going to be very toxic, for real. Because he's still going to be there. He's still going to tweet. He's going to be angry.
Insane.
He's going to be angry.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of influence with millions of people. So what he says and how he says it is, he's got to be careful. I'm telling you, man.
He's going to go out.
And I don't think he's going to give a shit.
I think he's going to go out with a flamethrower.
I agree.
Yeah, he's not going to give a shit. It
wouldn't surprise me if he lost and he wouldn't attend the inauguration of the new president. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Which has never happened, I think, ever in the history of this country.
Yeah. He wouldn't go to the inauguration. No, he would not go at all. And he would. He
has to be there. Well, he doesn't have to be there, I guess. But yeah, it would be crazy.
I'm the president. I don't have to. Yeah, he would.
Well, at noon it ends. January 20th noon. So he's like, okay, whatever.
I think he would start doing crazier and crazier shit. I think he would start broadcasting live from different nuclear bunkers.
Yeah, whichever way you look at it. I mean, dude, we're in for a few.
Whatever happens, it's fucking buckle up, man, because coronavirus ain't shit. This is just the beginning.
We are full circle.
Yeah. Jesus fuck, but it's true. It's true. How long can you talk for? I don't want to keep you because I don't have anything to do, but I don't want to.
Actually, I'm starving. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't had
starving. You wanna call it?
So I do want to eat.
Yeah.
Let's call it a day.
I haven't eaten all day. Yeah.
But you need to eat, dude. You need something. I had 2 meals.
Yeah.
I'm hungry now.
I'm the best. My metabolism's the best. Everyone knows it, dude.
I've got the best one.
I have 2. I have 2. Most people only have 1. I have 2.
Most people don't know that.
Most people don't know that. I have a backup.
And everyone agrees with me.
Everyone agrees with me. I have a contingency plan. My DNA is made of.
Always does this.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, dude. So Jeb is a mess. Jeb is a weak, lying mess. Low energy. Jeb said he would moon.
Sleepy Joe.
That's an actual quote from Trump at the debates with him. Jeb said he would moon everyone. Nasty guy. He's saying that Jeb. What kind of an accusation is that? You're running for
nasty
president. Guy. He said he would moon everybody. He said he would pull his pants down and show his butt.
Remember he was like
moon everybody.
Remember he was talking about like his hands of his feet or something, or his hands, and he was like, "And believe me, there's no problem down there."
Yeah. Said that if I have small hands, that means something else. Let me say, trust me, there's no problem down there. This dude's fucking. He's saying, "Fuck you, I got pipe." Like.
I know. It's so funny, dude. That cracks me up. It's funny. I mean, it's ridiculous.
At a certain point, you just have to step back and go. The universe has a sense of humor, man. Whoever wrote the script is a great writer because it's fucking hilarious.
That's for damn sure.
Christ. Ernesto, I will let you go. Eat some food. I'm going to eat some food too. Let's definitely do another one. I like this. I like the short podcast. We come in, go high.
Yeah, we can do whatever, dude.
Dude, let's do another short one sometime.
That's true.
I like that. You come in high energy and then you blaze it and burn it the fuck down and like Trump. Come in. Yeah. Come in fast. I don't give a shit. There's no need to stay. There's no need for longevity. There's no need to lay down foundations for the future because it's all now. I like
So
that's
fun.
what you and I are gonna start doing. We're gonna start doing Trump casts. That's what I won't name it that, but yeah. All right, Ernie.
We can name it that. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
Trump
not.
casts. All right, Trump
That's
in the
fine.
most derogatory way. Trump casts. Hey, despite everyone listening, despite everything Ernie and I said, of course, this is still the best nation on the planet, and I love everything about it for all of its flaws. I love everything about it.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you my schedule. Pick a day in May, and
Send it, brother.
yeah, let's do another one. Go get some food,
Good.
Ernie. God bless,
All
brother.
right, man.
Peace.
You good, brother.
Stay safe.
Bye.